Hey everyone, I'm DM Alan, and you're listening to Roll with Advantage.
Last time on Roll with Advantage.
You guys are docked in this very busy city.
Here's the rules. Nobody outside the ring can help you. And if they do, you all shall be slaughtered.
Well done, fighters. Well done. Congratulations on leaving with your heads.
He uses some scented herbs of sage and rosemary and thyme, so he smells delicious. And at this point, it's probably getting to be evening, and so he heads to the park and he wonders where everybody is.
I say, unfortunately for you, I'm not an easy prey, and I wing out.
I see you now, protected. You shall die.
The room you teleport into, you land on or come to on this giant gold circular sigil, very similar looking to the one that's on the boat and the one that's in Maelstrom. Different symbols in this sigil, but it's definitely a teleportation sigil. It is a teleportation target, in fact. You see in this room, which is dimly lit by stained glass windows far above your head, like 80 plus feet up, you're in this giant tower. So think of like a really tall turret, and the floor is much lower than the ceiling. So like a normal ceiling somewhere around like 12 to 15 feet. You are looking at a ceiling that's like 150 feet.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
So you feel like an ant.
That's tall.
That's
Tall
real
tower.
tall. And you don't see stained glass windows until about 80 feet up. You see the silhouettes of tressums flittering everywhere, and you hear the flapping of wings and the purring of cats, and you look around and you see 4 other teleportation sigils, much smaller sigils, that are around the outside of this circle that you're inside of. There are 2 very large doors. They look to be sized for like storm giants almost. They are iron-bound wooden doors, and they are open. You hear a voice come from that way. He says, "Why have you come here?"
I'm not even sure where here is.
"My son, you're in the Moongleam Tower." You see a mahogany-skinned old male wizard walk through these doors. He's got very close cropped hair. His hair is fading from black to gray, and a very long beard. He's got golden irises. "Let me introduce myself. I am Corwin, the Archmage of Moongleam Tower. And if I know who you are, then that would make me your boss."
And who do you think I am?
Manette.
That is correct. It's a pleasure to meet you, boss.
My full name is Corwin Valharrow, and we have much to talk about. Follow me. We'll walk and talk.
Okay.
You guys walk out of this like room, this tower, and you start heading down these tall hallways, and you're noticing that all this stone is not brickwork. It's all flat stone, so it's definitely magically built or grown. And you're seeing like pictures of people you don't recognize down this hallway, and it's lit by drift globes. Now, let's get this order of business out of the way. I have it on pretty good authority from Palami that you and some others in your crew deserve a promotion. And so I am going to promote you to the Harp Shadow position, which is going to allow you to use our teleportation network, which is hidden throughout the Sword Coast.
on top of that, you'll be able to use the faction as a training resource for different things that you might want to do. And if you would like, I can take you in as a apprentice. Now, you don't have to answer any of that right now. Let's just move on. These are basic information and formalities. Now, the important matters. And he stops in the hallway, and he stops in front of you and turns around to look at you eye to eye. He says, a little under a year ago, the Cult of the Dragon failed to resurrect Tiamat. Right around that same time, the Giants started becoming a bit of a problem for everybody. More of a nuisance than normal. Us as the Harpers, we are looking for more information on that problem. If you have any of that information, or on your travels, if you come across that information, it would be very helpful for us.
So, not saying any of this to him, but that information would be like the ordning was broken and the Giants were. So I do know what was causing the Giants to act all funny.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
We have pretty good assurances that that's going to stop from Hikaton, or were they not able to?
You don't necessarily know on that front. So last you knew, King Hikaton and, well, the former King Hikaton, Queen Sarissa, are going to be working towards trying to get a hold of the reins for all the giant lords that were under them.
So the Giants are still going to be trouble for at least a little while, but it should be at least lessened.
It seems so.
Okay.
And you were just contracted, or at least told by the Order of the Gauntlet, that people are hunting them.
Yeah.
Right. So
we have targets. Okay.
Yeah.
So I would tell him that we had been in contact with Hikaton and the Storm Giants, and explain, the ordning was broken, and the Giants are fighting amongst themselves and causing havoc, but that we expect that to at least lessen in the immediate future, and we are going to continue to try and get them under control with the help of King Hikaton and, taking out some rabble-rousers amongst the remaining giants.
excellent. Now, Palami tells me that you all were dragon hunting not too long ago.
Yeah, we had we had some beef with a particular dragon, but it wasn't a widespread, hunt all the dragons we can. Although that seems to be changing, to be perfectly honest.
Well, the reason why I ask is we've been noticing an interesting, we'll call it migration of dragons. There's been reports that dragons are moving towards the north, towards the spine of the world, which to be right around where Epito's area is. That's his commanding area.
Do you know if they're the chromatic or the metallic dragons, or is it all dragons?
They seem to be the chromatic dragons.
Okay. That's bad.
That is bad. He says, now, some find it to be potentially good, as if dragons are moving towards the north, they might not necessarily be hauling their hordes, but the adventurers who have taken opportunity don't seem to have returned information back we have no clue if they've survived any plundering of these supposed abandoned dragon hordes.
Are they not the sort that would take the riches themselves and disappear?
We can at least see blips, right? So we might not know exactly who has money, but we know when a large influx of cash will enter into a town. People buying rounds for large taverns and things like that are great flags for us to find out who might be having come into a lot of money. This actually leads into another topic about dragon hordes. So when the cult was trying to resurrect Tiamat, they amassed a very large hoard of treasure. One that is said to be more than 50 dragon hordes worth of treasure and gold. Now, when the factions banded together to take out these cultists, the treasure disappeared completely. Some treasure was recovered, but nowhere near.
There's no accounting for everything that was supposedly.
Exactly. And we are concerned that this supposed migration may be a pointer to maybe this horde is starting to resurface. We're concerned that the cult might be trying to amass a dragon army and draw them in through these hordes.
That's quite the frightening phrase.
Yes.
What would you like my team to do?
Well, it would be very helpful if we could have somebody from the Harpers, maybe your team, to infiltrate the cult somehow, gather information, and figure out why these dragons are moving north. As far as we're concerned, if you do happen across this massive hoard of treasure, you are very welcome to as much as you can carry. We are not looking for the gold. We are concerned about the congregation.
Yeah. I can't speak for certain at this point that we will have the time at present. We've just had a rough encounter with Imrith, the dragon we were after. So I will talk with my team and let them know that this is something that's up, but I can't say for sure that we don't have other pressing concerns.
Absolutely. And you're not the only team that I've propositioned. So if you end up taking it, that's fine. I am out of information for this, so feel free to pursue it at your own freedom, or check in to see if someone has maybe found more leads. But I understand.
You talked about apprenticeship here?
Yes.
What do you know that you can teach me?
I can teach you the ways of being a wizard.
That's kind of not really my focus area. I know enough about magic that I get by, but I like to make things, so.
And he kind of he lets his gold eyes kind of run over you, just sizing you up, and he says, "That is fine. I don't suppose that you'd be my apprentice material anyways." many of my apprentices are fully dedicated, and it looks like your life belongs to the road as of current.
That is true.
We're here now, and there's another set of bound doors that are in front of you, and they open without anybody. And on the other side of these doors is a very fresh-looking Palami. She looks like
She has spa day.
a spot.
She's doing good.
She just looks like she's gotten the grime of the road off, and very clean clothes and things like that. The biggest thing you notice about her, though, is she has 2 thunder cannons.
Full sized?
No.
Yeah.
They are mounted in holsters on her hips, and they look like revolvers from our perspective, right? They are very intricate, though. You notice just from a glance that there's a lot of like cog-based machinery around it.
She does have a flair for the dramatic, doesn't she?
Yes, absolutely. I would think it's safe to say that all 3 of the Balagas triplets have quite the flair for the dramatic.
Yeah, a little bit. I run over and start inspecting the guns.
Yeah.
I basically would just try and grab one out of her holster and start looking it over.
Yes.
Like, you don't even greet her?
It's not.
You just, like, run up and check them out?
It's been like a day.
Yeah.
It's not nice to grab a lady's thunder cannons.
Hey.
It's technically it's been
Without
think
permission.
it's been
Yeah.
I think it's been about 10 days since you've seen her, if I remember correctly, because you guys had travel time. But anyways, either way, it hasn't been very long, no more than a week. But yes, so you run over and you unholster one of these guys, and it is very well balanced. It resembles to some degree what your thunder cannon looks like, only miniaturized, and you don't suppose that one of these does nearly as much damage as what yours does. You can see the early work that you've done, or that you did on your thunder cannon long time ago. You can see like the novice mistakes and things like that.
I start pointing those out.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is you need to look out for this. It's gonna give you some trouble in about 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah. And
That kind of
like
stuff.
you really need to invest in a silencer and blah blah blah, and yeah. Oh, well, hello, Manette. It's nice to see you. Oh, yeah, those are my thunder cannons. So you like the work?
Yes, you did a very good job. Very
Thank
proud
you.
of you.
Thank you. So you heard about the dragons, huh?
Yep. Sounds like bad news. We'll get there eventually.
All right.
We're busy people. You know that.
NBD.
Sounds really bad. Maybe someday.
She says, yeah, that's fine. So I was heading down to Bell Market, to pick a few things up for tinkering and things. You want to go?
Yeah, that'd be great.
All right.
I'm not familiar with the local market yet, so
I am very
you
familiar.
can show me the best
Yes.
places to get cool gear.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for listening. I'm going to keep this really short. I really want to give a big shout out to Incompetech.com. Kevin has helped us out a ton. He hooked us up with the intro and outro music and stuff like that. He also has a ton of music over at his website, Incompetech.com. It's absolutely fantastic. Go check them out. If you love the show and you've got something to say about it, comment. Please leave a comment. go to YouTube or iTunes or wherever you're getting this podcast from and leave us a comment. Let us know how we're doing. Let us know what you liked about the episode. What was your favorite part? What is your favorite character? Things like that. You can even bring the conversation over to Twitter. Hit us up at DM's Table and use the hashtag #RollWithAdvantage. We'll be there with a high five or a fist bump, and we'll ask you your favorite color. Yeah. If you want to help out the show financially, keep the lights on and such, go check out our Patreon. That's patreon.com/RollWithAdvantage. Go check that out. We have very reasonably tiered subscriptions that gets you access to like the Tome of Epido and future one-shot episodes with the cast and crew that are exclusive only to you guys, the patrons. Thanks for listening. Let's get back to the show now. She takes you downtown, just not too far south from Moongleam Tower. She takes you right into the thick of Bell Market, and what you see of Bell Market is think of a lot of merchant tents and vendor tents and things like that, and they're really tightly packed, and they've got these makeshift like alleyways and like aisles and stuff like that. Like you can tell that there was like supposed to be a design to this where there's like full aisles and you walk down one way, and but the merchants have made like pass-throughs and stuff like that so they can cut through easily and stuff. And she starts taking you through this area. You're hearing a lot of chatter. You're smelling a lot of different smells. A lot of like exotic meats are cooking and stuff like that. There's a lot of people hawking food here. And you hear like in the background like this one guy who's like, "Cockatrice breast, grilled basilisk, come and get it, it's fresh." And as you guys are walking, she hasn't stopped and bought anything yet. She's just kind of side by side with you, and she goes, without looking at you, she says, "So I heard you met my brother."
I've known Brickleworm for quite a while now.
But I talk about the Viper.
Oh yeah, him. He's a creep.
He's a creep.
She says, I want to warn you of something.
I already know he's a creep. We're good.
She says, the Viper is, he's not a Bullagust anymore. And he's probably one of the most deadly people you've ever come across.
Well, I'm pretty sure we left on good terms, so that's fine.
That is good, because Pytro is greedy, vindictive, jealous. He is a hateful person. I don't know what we did to break him or what broke him, but he is not considered necessarily one of the family. He made it very clear that the Zentarum is his new family.
Good to know.
So, I have to warn you.
We'll keep an eye on him when we interact with him.
She takes you down this one aisle, and there's lots of like crafting goods down this aisle. You see a lot of dwarfs, a lot of like rock gnomes and stuff like that, and you even see some deep gnomes, which is fairly rare. They are much more like elongated heads, very dark skin. Their eyes are much bigger, and they're trying to sell enchanted raw materials like raw gems and stuff like that. If you want anything, you can buy it. Whatever you're looking for, as far as like mundane crafting items. If you're actually interested into something, let me know.
I think at this point the only thing that I'm really looking for is the dragon scale mail armor.
Okay.
And I am hoping for a particular color. So that's really the main goal at this point. is to
What
find-
color were you looking for?
Red.
Red? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Or I believe it's copper, but
Yeah.
that's less likely.
that's
I want the
metallic.
fire resistance.
Yep. Palami is picking up like just these springs and cogs and stuff like that. And she says, so I heard about this winter solstice party that's going on. Actually tonight, down on the south side of town. If everybody's interested. I don't know what's going on. I haven't seen you guys in forever, but solstice parties here in Everlund are lit.
Super lit.
She says you really don't want to miss one. They're pretty good.
Well, we've got the opportunity, so it sounds like fun. I'll try and round everybody up.
Something you see like as you turn one of these aisles is you see like this massive like keep down at the end of one of the aisles, and like this bell starts chiming, and it chimes about 5 times.
Would that be the Elder Hall?
That is the Elder
Am I
Hall,
referenced?
yes.
Okay,
Yep,
cool.
yep.
Kio's stuff, is that happening still later as far as minutes? So
Yes.
that's happening during the solstice party.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
That's why the timeline is jacked, and so I
Whoops.
do apologize. So, Tin,
Yes.
you are sitting there petting this retching cat. What do you want to do?
Well, I would probably first look around to see if I can find out what caused her to be sick,
Sure.
to make sure that it's not in the ship.
Okay.
Apparently, dark root does make you vomit. So,
Okay.
I'm thinking that as I'm like looking around, I kind of see like just, like when you aren't paying attention, little things get on the ship, or like on her fur, it could fall off, and I just see something that looks like a dark root, and I'm like, oh, wonderful. This is wonderful.
Great.
I get to deal with vomit for the next 4 hours.
Yes.
Yay.
While you're searching the ship,
Cast some healing spells.
yeah. While you're searching the ship, you like start like going up to the top deck, and you turn to like look over the top deck, and just as you're turning, you see Keo standing buck naked, greasing himself up with this grease, and you see this you see one of the female employees on the ship, named Two-Eye Mary, walk up the plank, and they have this brief exchange, and then she walks away awkwardly, and Keo goes back to basting himself in this grease.
So just another
and-
normal day with Keo.
Yeah, and humming.
So yeah, I just kind of see that and pause for a moment and then just figure that it's not worth questioning. Just gonna move on.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, so
I'm not gonna
so
interrupt him.
Yep. Okay, so yeah, you just see like Keo basting himself. He's got like this towel like thing on his head. He looks like almost like somebody who has gotten out of a shower. But yeah, it's definitely grease that he's putting on. He's oiling his scales up. Yeah, so you head back down below deck. And you're thinking to yourself about this this route. Did you want to try and do like a I assume it's like it'd be a nature or a health a medicine check. Medicine check would actually be
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, go back and do a medicine check. I'm presuming to see if I know how to treat it.
Yeah, if that's what you're trying to look for, yeah, you could do something like figure out what the extent, like how dangerous this might be, or how you might be able to get ahead of it.
You also have magical healing that you could just be like.
I guess I don't know all the mechanics of magic, but I guess you don't need to know what's wrong to heal?
Yeah,
Question
not
mark?
necessarily. So,
Or
did
like,
you want to try that? You could try burning one of your spells.
It's like, would it be more of a cure poison type thing, or just like a heal?
So mechanically, this would be a cure disease or something like that.
Cure
Is what
disease.
it's called.
Yeah, sorry, that's. Yeah.
I don't know if you have that prepped, or even if you know that one.
It is on my list.
Okay. Yeah, you might be able to do something like that. You think? What was your role?
Well, my role was for. It was.
It was
For
a
my
9.
medicine.
Okay, so yeah, you wouldn't necessarily know exactly what to do as far as putting together like a like medicine for it, but you think that
Lesser restoration, maybe?
maybe.
There isn't a cure disease.
Oh, is it? Okay.
There's detect poison
Oh yeah,
and
detect
disease.
poison and disease. That's
Okay.
what I was thinking of.
But yeah, you could you think that this market might have like herbalists that might have something.
Okay.
Otherwise, you could try to use a spell.
Yeah. Lesser restoration ends one disease or condition affecting a creature.
Thanks.
That's only a spell slot 2. Well, considering timeline-wise, I have 1 billion hours to kill. Meta.
Like a legit billion? Or... 'Cause that's a I don't
That's a
think I'll be
lot of
alive.
downtime.
That's gonna kill me.
I guess I don't think that Tenuvial's ever really dealt with poisonous type stuff before. She's used to healing more like straightforward battle wounds.
Okay.
So I think she would try to see if there's an herbalist just to find out if there's a, cure that is actually tailored towards stomach ailments versus a spell that is just kind of a catch-all.
Sure. Okay.
So yeah.
Sounds good. Okay. So you venture
Like
towards
getting antibiotics instead of just generic meds.
Right. So you ventured for Bell Market.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially since apparently supper's helping to clean up,
Yeah.
I was told.
Yeah.
So I don't really want to stay there and watch all that right now.
All right.
Sounds kind of gross. A lot gross.
Yeah. All right. You make it to Bell Market, and you hear the chime of a bell that's coming from this giant keep, and it chimes 5 times. You see all of these vendors and merchants. Can you give me a
Yes.
Yeah, I would say a investigation check. I'm thinking.
Ooh. Good thing. Okay, yeah. 18.
It doesn't take you that long to find an herbalist. You find this old lady who she's fairly dark complexion, and she is like hunched over and stuff like that. And she says, "Can I help you, my dear?"
Yeah, I have a crag cat that's really sick right now, I think she ate something really bad. She's vomiting all over the place, and I didn't know what to do, so I was hoping you would have some guidance.
Ah, yes, you've come to the right place.
Oh, good.
The best thing that you can do for a cat that has a sour stomach is some licorice, some slippery elm, and some marshmallow root.
I would have never guessed that.
I have the licorice and slippery elm in stock, but I am out of the marshmallow root.
Okay, is that really hard to find, or do you think like there would be someone else in Everlund that would sell it?
I could point you to my source for a price.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll get the other. Do I have to mix all the ingredients together, or just
You boil it.
boil them all?
Yep.
Okay.
Or you can powder it and put it with her food. Either way, just mixing them all together and getting the oils together and then serving them to her.
Okay.
Yes. So I will. I can tell you where I get the marshmallow root for 1 copper piece, and what you're going to need for the licorice and slippery root or slippery elm is going to cost you 3 copper.
No problem. I will even give you an extra copper for your assistance.
Why, thank you. She says you can find marshmallow root on the banks of the river here. I like to go hunting for it near the memorial park on the banks of the river. Now, it's going to be hard to find these roots because, as you've noticed, it's winter and everything's covered up on the shoreline. I can sell you a locator potion if you like, for a silver piece and make your search easier.
Yeah, winter soil does not sound fun to deal with, so...
Especially when it's mucky, as it is down there.
Oh, it is? Okay.
It will be
yeah,
very cold.
I'll get the potion.
Now, here's the trick. Before I sell you this potion, I want you to know that it will outline the route for you, magically, just to you, but it has to be in the dead of night. You can't see the outline during the day. The white snow covers the silver outline. It's very hard to see during the day. You'll have a much easier time at night. It'll light right up like a flare. You'll find it within minutes.
Okay.
So she gives you a sack of these vegetables, this licorice root and these large elm-looking leaves, and you turn to head in more into the market if you like, and she grabs your wrist real quick and she says, "Don't forget your potion," and she hands you a vial of this silvery purplish liquid. If you've had Hypnotic, it's like Hypnotic.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
it looks just like Hypnotic.
Hypnotic looks so pretty.
Yes. And you turn, and there is Manette and a very clean-looking Palami, and they're kind of joking and walking along. They look to be having a good time in the market. Mm-hmm. Palami's has a handful of things, and then she's got this sack of materials that is hanging off next to these pistols on her hip.
What's a pistol?
Right?
Hand crossbow with no bow. It's very odd.
Yes, and it goes boom. You 10 are making your way through the market, and you see this pale cloaked creature, this humanoid-looking creature that is running through the market, and it's got this hood over its head and very baggy
robes that are covering like its hands and stuff like that. It's very, very well covered, and it's running through the this aisle, and it lifts its head up to see where it's going, and its hood pulls back, and it's got this gray skin, and like beet red eyes. And it starts to burn a little bit as the sun kisses its skin, and it reaches over and it grabs its hood and pulls it back forward, and it keeps running down this lane towards the Elder Hall, and you see 3 other figures. They are very, very large male humans, and I would place them at about 6.5 to 7 feet tall, and they are very fuzzy. They've got like big bushy beards and real long manes of hair, and like the thick lumberjack forearm hair and stuff like that. And they are booking it after this this robed figure as it's running down the aisle.
And you said that like the sunlight burned it?
Yeah, it seemed to. Yep.
Well, that's not a good sign. Obviously that's showing that Lathander does not think that this is a friendly, harmless creature.
Right.
So I guess I'd kind of run towards them and kind of shout at the 3 figures to find out what's going on.
Okay.
And see if I could be of assistance, because if that is something that needs to be taken care of, I can't just... To me, seeing like the skin sizzle, whatever, that's a clear call to action for me.
Absolutely.
Lathander.
Yeah. So you call after these 3, and they don't seem to respond. They're locked in pursuit, and the whole troop goes into the actual like the houses and stuff like that. Like they're heading down actual roads
like
now.
The residential district?
Yeah. They're heading down like actual roads and stuff now. And like one of the taller figures slips on a patch of ice. And it catches itself and it like looks back at your shouting, and you can see that it's got yellow eyes with like a slit. And it like grins at you. And its canines are starting to grow.
Like a creepy grin?
More like a dog like grin, where it's more like huffing and like enjoying the chase.
Well, I'm kind of running up to the figure of unknown
the robed
unknown race / ancestry heritage. Yes.
Okay.
The somewhat canine looking human. And like, hey, why are you guys chasing that one person?
And he looks at you, and his body starts like twisting and popping, and you can hear like bones breaking and then mending again, and through these barred teeth from the pain, he says, "For the hunt," and he starts like actually turning into this werewolf, and he like turns and continues following his brothers, it seems.
Well, that was not a helpful answer. And I kind of actually say that out loud to myself.
Yeah.
But so I think I'm gonna follow just kind of slightly behind him and the others, because I'm thinking that the mysterious figure is up to no good, but I also don't actually know the full scope, so I don't want to act until I know for sure that that figure should be destroyed if it needs to be destroyed.
Okay.
So
Okay.
kind of just my old like Waterdeep watch instincts and all that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm following.
So if I'm understanding, you want to continue pursuit.
Yes.
Do you want to try to restrain the entire
group all 4 of them somehow, or
No.
no, okay.
No, because I don't know if, I mean, I think the 3 canine-ish humans.
Oh, they're
are-
definitely werewolves.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I can tell.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So I think the 3 werewolves are the ones that are quote unquote like the good guys. But
Okay.
again, I don't actually know what's going on, and I don't want to like make, assume the wrong thing. So yeah, I'm just going to follow like maybe 10, 15 yards behind them.
Okay.
Figure out what's going on.
All right, they dip down alleys here and there, and eventually, the robed figure makes the wrong turn, and ends up in a dead end alleyway. And when you reach them, the three werewolves look to be ready to pounce. There's not really a exchange of words. It is more of like hissing and growling, like the vampire, which is now apparent to you.
Okay.
This is a shaded alleyway.
So it's not feeling the need to cover. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So the hood's pulled back, and it's like actually hissing at the werewolves, and you see a bolt come out from one of the rooftops, and it's got like this silvery looking. It looks to be made of silver, and it pierces one of these werewolves. And it lets out this like howl, and you can see like the smoke ringing off of it. Looking up on these rooftops, you see 3 hooded figures with crossbows, and the figure that was running, the vampire that was running, starts brandishing 2 scimitars that both gleam with silver.
This is adorable. They don't know what they're messing with. But okay, so just really quick D&D.
Yeah.
Vampires and werewolves, are they considered neutral? Are vampires automatically evil and you would automatically try to kill them? Are werewolves the like attack, like what's the whole?
Yeah. So both are fairly considered evil. From your perspective, vampires are normally evil. It's extremely rare to have good vampires. But it's not unheard of. And then the same goes for werewolves. They both are law-abiding creatures. So it's not necessarily uncommon to have them living in towns, but they definitely don't get along in this town, it seems.
Okay. So so like the werewolves being able to cohabitate and everything, that's good to know.
Yeah, you don't know of any lore where the two creatures like have some blood feud. It just so happens that in this town
local.
it's happening. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, the vampires up top, I'm fairly certain they're vampires. Well, I know the one in the alleyway is a vampire.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, the vampires need to die. The werewolves, I won't attack as long as they don't attack me, because they seem to be doing the right thing by trying to kill these creatures that don't.
Yeah, these
appreciate-
unholy
Yes.
abominations. Yeah. It definitely, from your perspective, seems that the werewolves are doing Lathander's work, and I think give me an insight check real quick.
They're probably not doing it for Lathander, but the
they're
goals
doing-
line up.
Right, exactly. That's from her perspective, they are aligning with Lathander's goals at this
Yeah,
point.
it doesn't matter if they know that they're helping him or
Right.
not.
Right. Lathander works in
Lathander-
mysterious ways.
Lathander
14
wanted by.
insight.
What's that?
14 insight.
Okay, you can. You think that what just happened here was these werewolves were baited into a trap.
Yeah, and they're gonna kill the werewolves.
Absolutely. So from your perspective, it definitely seems like the vampires have evil intent.
What kind of material is the rooftop? Is it made of wood or stone?
These are very high-pitched, like steeply pitched roofs that have wood shingles.
Darn. Okay.
Let's get in here. Let's roll initiative real quick.
16.
Is going to be last. So it's going to be you, the vamps, then werewolves.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna cast Daylight as my action.
Nice. Okay.
So,
can you
kind
describe
of-
what that does?
Yeah. It creates a 60-foot radius sphere of light spreading out from a point that I choose within range, and I was thinking kind of the top of the rooftop so that even if they run away, the ones on top get it, but it also shines down in the alley.
Okay.
If
So
the rooftop is kind of adjacent to the alley.
you're going to, you'll be able to hit all of the 4 archers. But you won't be able to hit
The one below?
The one below.
Okay, that's fine. I'll do the archers.
Okay.
Yeah, so bright light sheds dim light for an additional 60 feet beyond that, and it lasts for an hour.
Holy shit. Okay. It's concentration, I assume?
Nope.
No, it's not.
No? Holy shit.
Nope.
All right.
That's why I was just
Well,
like,
it's
lol.
Anti-vampire spell.
I'm like, lol, I have light and fire on me. Why? These vampires are just gonna die.
They're boned. I like it. Okay, so what's the damage?
It doesn't
It doesn't
do
say.
damage,
Okay.
but I
It's just
figured
daylight, so whatever the vampires suffer for being in daylight, that's what.
even if it's just disadvantage or even
Well, you
better,
saw
them
him
like
sizzling
rolling
earlier,
around
so he's
shrieking in
gonna sizzle.
agony, I mean, I'd be cool with that.
Yeah.
He gonna sizzle.
So that's your turn. Was that a casting, a full action?
Yeah, that's a full action, and I also just kind of shout at the vampires, "You unholy creatures are gonna die."
Okay.
Because Lathander.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
hashtag Lefant.
Or yeah, more like, you know,
hates.
have some of Lathander's light.
Yeah, nice.
Let me lighten up the situation for you.
Bottom chick.
All right, so the vampire's turn. They sizzle, the ones that are the archers, and they all understand from your shouting that you are more important than these weakling werewolves. They fire at you.
And that I'm quite fervent in their deaths happening.
Yes.
At disadvantage.
At disadvantage, yes. They
Suckers.
attack at disadvantage. All right, so far we've got 3 misses and a double 19, so those are gonna hit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Blind luck.
Yeah.
More light jokes.
We can't take you anywhere, can we?
How's
can't-
Brittany doing? How far along is she?
Yeah. We can't take Adam lightly.
Oh.
You take 8 points of piercing damage.
I steal all the limelight for bad jokes.
I'm gonna cut the shit out of this.
Until Alan starts doing all the cuts.
Yeah.
So like as like a little bonus thing, you know.
Adam's bad puns.
He takes all of Adam's bad puns
Yeah.
and re-records them himself and
Yep.
just puts them in spots.
I just kind of
Wait.
laugh at the vampires.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Yep.
Bad jokes?
Yes.
Wait, what?
Bad jokes?
Sorry, dad jokes.
So the vampire with the scimitars down on the ground, he runs towards you, running through the werewolves, and like doing like this hip slide between 2 of them, and then propping up they slash through 2 of the werewolves. The werewolves take some damage. Slashing at their sides, you see these deep red cuts, and you hear 2 yelps, and the vampire like stands up and keeps running towards you. They slash at the vampire to try and give some sort of attack back, and they both seem to catch him. This was definitely not a smooth move from the vamp. Okay, it is the werewolf's turn. All right, the one that's on the ground near you, Tin, they surround it, and they are slashing at it with their claws, and like biting at the guy. This guy gets hit up pretty hard. Okay, it is now your turn again, Tin.
Okay. I'm going to cast Scorching Ray as my action. And there's 4 vampires on top, right?
Yes.
Okay, because I can do 3 rays of fire. I will aim at the closest one first.
Okay.
Ooh, sweet. So 27 to hit.
Yeah, 27 hits.
And
It's
then-
just 3 of them, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and I forgot to say I'm doing this. Well, no, I'll do it as the second level. 5 fire damage to that first one. And then I'm going to try to attack vamp number 2 on the roof. And that is a 26 to hit.
Yep.
And 6 fire damage. And then I'm going to aim at vamp number 3 on the roof for 20. 11 plus 9.
Mm-hmm.
And 4 fire damage.
They continue their barrage. Now,
Starting their turn in daylight.
yeah, they continue their barrage. Noticing that you were too hard to hit, they are going to try and take on the softer dogs, seeing how they're slowing down the progress of their ground troop. So,
And they're at disadvantage.
Yes.
Right? Okay, so my warding flare wouldn't do anything anyways.
and 4 hit. Holy shit. Yeah, this was a fish in the barrel type situation for these werewolves. Okay. 2 out of the 3 werewolves look rough. It is the sword slinger, and they do this like twirling scimitar attack, starting from low and like twirling around and ending up high, attacking at all 3 of these werewolves.
I'll use warding flare since that one doesn't have disadvantage.
Okay.
I believe. Perfect.
Good move. Would have critted him.
Ooh.
Yep. It still hits. Another hit. And a 1 miss. Okay, so yeah, your werewolf buddies are not looking good. It is now the werewolf's turn. They attack. There's a crit. And a hit. So
Oh, yeah.
the 2 very wounded ones seem to be like just wildly striking now, and the one that just looks a little scraped up is actually creating precision-like strikes.
Ooh.
And does a good amount of damage. It is your turn, Tin.
Is there a body of water nearby? Or any, like...
A river.
There's a river?
Yes, that's where your boat is parked.
Okay.
I don't think you could make it to the river.
No, but I can cast a fireball, and then if the roof catches on fire, I can use
Oh, I see what
control
you're saying.
water to extinguish the fire on the
I
roof.
gotcha. There is snow everywhere.
Oh,
It's
Things are damp.
yeah, it's very winter. I mean, you're still chancing it, but there is water in some
Yeah.
form here. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's
So-
Snow River, but it'll do in a pinch.
Adam, we're gonna fire you.
We don't really need sound effects.
You remember when we told Ben that we cut his mic?
Oh no!
The vamps on the roof, do they look really good still? Or are they looking a little worn?
They look like they've
They're
taken
squinting.
damage. They're not re-healing like you would expect them to. So, you think that light is doing some good. And they're trying to get out of the way of this light, but it's quite the radius. They weren't expecting any ranged
Daylight.
attack. Yeah.
They weren't expecting daylight.
Yeah.
Is it daytime though?
It is, but I mean they're robed, but I mean they're expecting light from overhead. This is light at eye level.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
So that's why it's working.
Yeah.
It's like
I'm
it's
okay with
probably
that.
like evening anyway, right?
It's 5 o'clock in the winter, so yes.
Yeah, it's probably
evening.
actually pretty dark.
Yep.
All right, well, okay, so yeah, I'm going to cast Fireball at the ones on the roof. I'm assuming they're all within a 20-foot radius sphere of each other.
No.
Or at least
No?
some
Some of them are 40 foot away.
Oh Jesus. Oh, that's right, because it's a radius.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck it. You can hit them all. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so they all have to do a dex saving throw.
Okay.
DC
And
17.
then, yeah.
Pretty tough.
So you see all 4 of them get engulfed in this flame, and then you see this like shimmer from their bodies, and they seem to make their save.
From inside the
Rude.
fire.
Okay, so you're going to take half damage, but okay,
Yep.
so we've got so 15 damage when you divide. Not 16, it's 15, right?
Round down.
We round up or down?
Well, just give me
Down.
the full number. It's-
31.
Okay, it is. Let's see. It's their turn.
And they burn.
They look rough, by the way.
And you've been doing the burning damage every...
Yes. Yes. It is their turn. Thank you for the reminder.
Have any of them caught on
I wasn't
fire
wanting
yet?
to be too obnoxious about it, but I'm just
No,
like,
no.
they burn.
They take 20 damage every turn.
Yeah. I don't know if you like intentionally wrote this for me as an easy type battle thing.
I put out on Twitter a like, hey, give me some encounter ideas, and this guy went hamburgers. Like it was probably 15 encounters, and I was like,
Dang.
I was super inspired by it, so I wrote a bunch of encounters that you guys can just run into anytime you're in Everlund. So this was one of them. They're attacking at the dogs.
Really just dogging them.
Oh God.
Damn it, Adam.
The one that doesn't look so hot, the most wounded one, is critted and dies. The other arrow attacks seem to miss. The fire has definitely obscured some of the aerial attacking.
The salvos? Like, what do
Yeah,
you...
yeah. The vampires up on the roofs seem to be doing pretty poorly as shooting. Like your
'Cause-
sunlight's doing really good.
And, you know, all the steam from their sizzling
Yes.
flesh is obstructing their view.
Yes. Yep.
I can't believe they're just like, oh, let's stand here and get burned to death.
They are trying to move, but they are on a rooftop, so they're trying to keep aerial advantage. And how this town is laid out is like the corridor that they're down. They can only move so far, and
They're also trying to help their ground troop
right,
guy.
right, yeah,
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
they're
no,
just
I
being
get it.
stupid.
yeah. Let's
I thought I'd have to cast a wall of fire to stop them from fleeing, but nope. Nope.
and then another one of the wolves is obviously rough.
Rough.
And the other wolf takes some damage as well. It is the wolf's turn. 1 second. Crit. And another successful attack. Ooh, holy shit. Max damage on the crit. All right, this ground troop is looking rough. It is now your turn, Tin.
I never get to cast Fireball, and it's fun, so I'm gonna cast Fireball again on the ones on the roof.
Okay. All right.
It's always like
Because
Kenyans.
they didn't learn their lesson the first time.
They didn't learn their
right.
lesson. I don't have Kenyan up there, all up in their space. So, yeah, deck save. And is it an advantage or a disadvantage, their saves?
Yeah, all their
Okay.
saves are at disadvantage. They all seem to save.
Rude.
Yep.
With magical haze.
Yes.
27 damage. Fire.
Okay. It is the vampire's turn.
Oh, they're not dead yet.
You hear a signal
They take
whistle.
20 more damage.
Yes, that's right. Thank
They
you.
might be dead.
No,
Damn it.
they are super close though.
Woohoo.
You hear a signal whistle come from the rooftops, and they bounce.
Is it like a dog whistle?
Yes, only you can hear it, so it's not
no.
a dog whistle.
So no.
Yeah, it's like a dog whistle, only lower pitch.
Do all the werewolf's ears perk up?
You hear a signal whistle, and the rooftop troops they jump. And they've got like this arc to their jump, like they've jumped up high, and they are bouncing. They're on like full book it mode, and the scimitar wielding one, he does like this another whirlwind attack, and then just heads for the hills. It seems like the attack was more to disengage than to actually damage.
Do the werewolves get to strike at it while it's running out?
No, because it disengaged.
Oh, it disengaged.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. It like ducks down. It makes a sharp turn. You can try and pursue if you like.
Yes.
Okay.
I would like.
All right. So you find like a straightaway, and it's starting to zig and zag.
Well, before I do that, so like the ones that are on the rooftop running away,
Yeah. You can't see them.
I can't see them. Okay,
Yep.
so yeah, I'll follow the one.
Yep. So it's on a straightaway, and it's starting to like zig and zag. What do you want to do?
Is it more than 60 feet in front of me?
No.
Okay, then I'm going to aim right in front of it, like 10 feet, whatever, and cast daylight right in front of its face again.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Yeah.
and it like stumbles back, and it's blinded for a second, and it's like whipping out with its swords wildly, like
And I'm catching up to it.
yeah, it's trying to like defend itself against things that aren't there, basically. And you catch up to it. Oh wait, he takes damage.
Yes.
Okay. And it is your turn again. His
Okay.
action is to
Writhe around screaming in pain.
it basically like is attacking blindly.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to be within 15 feet and I'm going to cast Burning Hands.
Oh shit.
And what save is it? Dex saving throw.
Okay. It succeeds. I rolled a
And I-
17 and a 16 on the die, plus a +4 for
And
dex.
I rolled crap on my 3d6. 7 fire damage.
Okay.
But it starts its turn with 20 damage greeting it.
Yeah,
so.
it does. Okay. It is now no longer temporarily blind, and it strikes at you as like a last-ditch effort. 21 is gonna hit you.
17 is gonna hit you, and a 18 is gonna hit you. So 3 attacks. So you take 7 damage plus another 11 damage.
So 18 total.
Yes.
Okay.
It is your turn. The dogs are just catching up to you. The 2 that are left.
How's the vamp looking?
Bad. Like real bad.
I'm gonna take Lightbringer out and just slash at him.
Okay.
Does 1d6. Oh wait, I have to roll first for hit.
You bludgeon at him, right? I think it's a mace.
Yeah, it's a mace.
Okay.
16 to hit.
16 hits. It meets.
Woohoo! 7 damage. And it also does 1d6 radiant damage.
Nice.
So 2 radiant damage.
Okay, so 9 in total.
Yes.
With the sunlight, that is exactly enough to kill it.
Woohoo!
You stand over the corpse of this vampire.
Abomination.
This abomination. What do you want to do? The werewolves have run up at this point.
Probably smells like chicken.
Would I be able to stabilize the werewolf that died, or like with the challenge rating stuff? Are they not able to be stabilized? They're
you might
right
be
out
able
dead?
to.
Spare the dying.
Yeah, you could probably
Okay.
do that. So is that what you do?
Yeah, I'd like
Okay.
to go back and try spare the dying if I can on the one werewolf.
Okay. When you, as you turn, you see the form turn to ash. The vampire turns to ash, and then like the ash like starts raising up into the wind and blows away.
And nothing's left behind.
Nothing's left behind.
Okay.
No loot for you.
No.
Just wanted to make sure.
Actually, the scimitars are left behind.
Loot for you.
They are. Yeah. Yep. The body is basically the one that disposes.
I'll grab them real quick because maybe like Kenyon would want them or something.
Maybe. Yeah.
So.
You could probably sell these two. They're +1 silver work fine scimitars. They are very well done.
Their choice.
Yeah, quite choice. So let's see. You want to do spare the dying on one of the werewolves?
Yeah, the one that was.
Okay. All right. And after you do this, one of the werewolves forms back into this lumberjack like human, and is like buck naked in front of you, and but he's not shameful or not ashamed of his form. He's
I would say he's probably used to that
he's
happening.
used to it. Yeah.
Really proud of it, actually.
And he says, the Gray Spines, they thank you. That is our clan. We thank you.
Glad to be of assistance.
You notice, like, because you've put your stuff down to help to spare the dying, right? And you notice as you're like starting to pick up your shield, the scratches in this immaculate shield, or what was immaculate, start like resealing. They're not completely resealed, but
It's heading that way.
yeah, it's heading that way.
Okay.
Even like the paint that was like scratched off in certain places, it's coming to on the shield.
Becoming more lustrous.
Yes. Is there anything you want to ask them?
Part of me wants to try to climb up on a roof and see if I can find the other vampires, but that doesn't seem very probable at this point. They've hidden away.
They've probably disappeared.
Yeah, so I turned to the werewolf that spoke to me and just asked, how did you guys get in this fight with what's going on with the vampires? Why were they attacking you?
They've been picking off our clan. They've appeared in our city about a month ago, and have been hunting us. Any chance that we get, we hunt them back.
Oh, I agree. Those creatures are abominations.
Absolutely.
Abominations against the light.
Unholy.
Yes. How many vampires are there, do you know?
We don't know. We know that it's been a losing fight for us.
Well, there's at least 5 remaining. The 4 on the roof, and whoever had given them a warning signal was presumably a vampire. Is there any specific part of the town that they tend to strike from, or?
The south end.
So they seem to be more in the south end of the town?
It is
Okay.
very rare. They must have figured out a way to get over the river. They should not be on the north end.
Well,
Maybe they took the bridge.
yeah, but the bridge goes over water.
Yeah. I don't think they can cross a bridge. Pretty sure.
Most supernatural type worlds, running water, you would need a lot more than just a simple bridge to be able to cross over it, because you need to have like the earth below you is the logic,
Right.
like
I did not know
ground.
this.
So
This is interesting.
so if there was like a huge walkway that had soil and dirt and was like 10-15 feet thick above the water, maybe, but have to be super super crazy. Anyway,
We definitely do not have bridges like that.
I'm apparently just talking to myself.
You're telling them, right? Like I mean, I kind of see it like you're explaining to them the lore of. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I'm thinking this to you with the ring. But bridges.
That's something to note. You do have a ring if you wanted to let others of your team know that there's vampires
Yeah.
actively hunting in the city.
I will do that in a moment. So who is the leader amongst you in the Gracebined clan?
We call him Victor.
Well, let your leader Victor know that I am from the Order of the Obsidian Flame.
Branding.
Hashtag
Yeah.
Obsidian Flame.
Yeah.
I don't know how long my party is in town, but we will definitely help you as much as we can to fight these unholy creatures. And yes, you've got people on your side.
Thank you. And they take their friend, and they all turn back into humans, and they make their way down another alleyway, trying to avoid crowds.
I send a message through my ring. It has to be short, I think, like
Yeah.
20-ish words.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just send a message to everyone. Just fought vampires. Am okay. Some ran away. Be on lookout.
Okay.
Or some escaped. Be on lookout.
Okay. Minette and Bon, you receive this message through your ring.
You've got mail.
I respond with, oh,
Snap.
a few seconds later, snap.
It'd be really funny if they came to me out of order because of like the different distances.
Oh,
Snap.
I don't know if it
Oh,
goes
magic.
on a distance basis or not, but
instantaneous.
instantaneous. Okay.
I warned Palami.
She like does this like specific whistle, and one of these like urchins run up to her, and she tells this urchin, she says, let Corwin know that there's vampires running around down here. And the urchin just scampers off.
Do I still have that other note that was addressed to
Yeah.
not Bon?
Yeah.
Who was that to? I show Palami, whatever it is. I was like, hey, I like ran into an urchin courier guy, and like she was just talking to another one, so maybe that's related.
Oh, well, that's one of the elders of the city.
Okay. So are you not familiar with like the courier system sending Is that not like a Harper thing?
No.
Okay,
No,
okay, that's
it's just a mail service.
Okay, so we should probably take this to the
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
In the Elder Hall.
Yeah, probably. Yep. We can try to get in there. Usually you have to make an appointment and it takes 2 to 3 days to get in. There's a vetting process and paperwork, and you gotta sign in like triplicate and things like that.
And bury him in soft peat for 3 months before being recycled into firelighters. Or I could pretend to be a courier. Right?
You could attempt that.
I have a message to give him.
Absolutely. I give you a point of inspiration for that.
Sweet.
Yeah. Is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not?
All right.
Hey guys, meet me in the market if you can.
All right.
Send that in the ring.
All right. Hey everyone, thank you so much for listening. If you want to find out more about the show, go to dmstable.com. DM's Table's got blogs, information on our characters, and other cool nerdy stuff. Well, that's all for this week. See you out on the internet, everyone.